From the OUTV Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, California, this is Brief News Brief, a brief look at today's trending news topics, proudly combating the thought police since 2016. Here's your host, James Heaney.
I'm James Heaney, and this is Brief News Brief. Donald Trump hasn't even been in office for 100 days, but it seems he has taken a hard pivot on many of the priorities he campaigned on. For instance, during the campaign, he pledged that early in his presidency, he would call out China as a currency manipulator. I've got proof of it. Look at the tape.
I will direct my Secretary of the Treasury to label China a currency manipulator. China is a currency manipulator.
As recently as April 2nd, he was quoted saying, "When you talk about currency manipulation, when you talk about devaluations, they, China, are world champions. Our country has not had a clue." But what a difference 10 days makes. Because on April 12th, he told the Wall Street Journal straight up, they, China, are not currency manipulators. So there you have it, folks. The world according to Donald Trump. We don't know if he's going to see the world today differently than tomorrow. Because clearly this man doesn't know how he feels today. I bet you he doesn't even know how he feels minute to minute. You know? But it doesn't stop there. When it comes to NATO, Trump made a big-ass switcheroo this week. Look at the tape.
But I'll tell you about NATO. It's obsolete, and we're paying too much money. Okay, that's my instincts, all right?
But then yesterday, Trump meets with the Secretary General of NATO, and wowee, what a difference one day makes when you are talking about intergovernmental military alliance from a treaty signed April 4th, 1949, essentially designed to avoid the next World War. Well, the Trump man, he has acquired a taste for it after all. Watch the tape.
The Secretary General and I had a productive discussion about what more NATO can do in the fight against terrorism. I complained about that a long time ago, and they made a change. And now they do fight terrorism. I said it was obsolete. It's no longer obsolete.
And then there is the love affair with Putin. Watch the tape.
He's running his country, and at least he's a leader, you know, unlike what we have in this country.
No, but again, he kills journalists that don't agree with him.
Well, I think our country does plenty of killing also, Joe.
Putin's a killer.
A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Why, you think our country's so innocent? You think our country's so innocent?
I don't know of any government leaders that are killers anymore.
Well, take a look at what we've done, too. We've made a lot of mistakes.
But now, well, the hot affair has cooled off a bit since the whole chemical attack on Syria. Watch the tape.
Putin is backing a person that's truly an evil person. And I think it's very bad for Russia. I think it's very bad for mankind. It's very bad for this world. Right now, we're not getting along with Russia at all. We may be at an all-time low in terms of relationship with Russia.
But here's the big one. Here's the big one, okay? If there was one thing the president was adamant about, one thing on the campaign trail, it's how much time the president should spend at the White House rather than golfing on a golf course. Watch the tape.
I love golf, but if I were in the White House, I don't think I'd ever see Turnberry again. I don't think I'd ever see Doral again. I own Doral in Miami. I don't think I'd ever see many of the places that I have. I don't ever think I'd see anything. I just want to stay in the White House and work my ass off, make great deals, right? Who's going to leave? There won't be time to go on vacations. There won't be time to go golfing all the time. I'm not going to play much golf because there's a lot of work to be done. You need leadership. Yeah. You know, you can't fly to Hawaii to play golf. I don't know where the president was. He wasn't very far away. Maybe he was playing golf. Obama, it was reported today, played 250 rounds of golf. Obama went golfing every day. Let Obama go play golf every day. Obama plays more golf than professional players on the PGA Tour. He's played a lot of golf. He's played more than most PGA touring professionals play. More than a guy who plays on the PGA Tour plays. PGA Tour. Plays more golf. Plays more golf. PGA Tour. PGA Tour. I mean, this guy. Golf, 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 golf. More. Learning how to chip, learning how to hit the drive, learning how to putt. Oh, I want more. If you become president and you go to the White House, why would you want to leave the White House? When you're in the White House, who the hell wants to play golf? Who wants to leave the White House? How the hell do you leave for 3 weeks to play golf? If I get elected president, I'm going to be in the White House a lot. I'm not leaving. I'm going to be working for you. I'm not going to have time to go play golf, and believe me.
Well, it turns out being president has changed Trump's mind on this issue as well. This weekend, Donald Trump is heading back to the luxury Mar-a-Lago. In fact, Thursday's the new Friday because he's out of town. He's going to his golf resort in Florida, which is coming at a considerable cost to the state. The county is debating a special tax in the Mar-a-Lago to offset the cost of the president's visits. It's costing more than $60,000 a day. And the president to visit just mostly for cop OT, you know. When they have to put cops on the street, the extra ones to protect the president, it costs money. That money doesn't grow on trees unless Trump's got a new business plan. That's almost $2 million since January. This is the 7th trip to Mar-a-Lago. This weekend, 7th trip. Trump has spent half of his weekends in Mar-a-Lago, and 17 days of which actually, if you do the math, it's over 20% of his presidency on the golf course. Oh my God, it's so hypocrisy. It's hypocrite. Let's keep this brief news briefing brief. 2 judges turned up dead yesterday, the first of which was the first female U.S. Muslim judge. She was found dead Wednesday on the bank of the Hudson River. And a judge was shot dead in Chicago. U.S. forces in Afghanistan dropped a 22,000-pound bomb on the Islamic State today. It is the first time this bomb has ever been used in combat. It's one of the largest airdropped ammunitions in the U.S. military's inventory. It's nicknamed the Moab, the mother of all bombs. It is the most explosive device we have that does not pass that threshold of being an atomic weapon. President Trump signed legislation today aimed at cutting off the funding to Planned Parenthood. This funding would have helped low-income families with contraception, sexually transmitted infections, fertility, pregnancy care, breast and cervical cancer screening from qualified health providers. So way to go, Donnie. Thanks a lot for making the world better. Saturn's ice-crusted moon enchiladas may now be the single best place to go to look for life beyond Earth. We're pretty darn sure the internal ocean of enchiladas is habitable? You know what I mean. And we need to go back and investigate it further, said Cassini. It's a scientist, Dr. Hunter Wati, from Southwest Research Institute in San Antonio, Texas. An Indian ultra-nationalist politico was banished from flying after pummeling an elderly flight attendant with his sandal for refusing to upgrade him to business class on a plane where all the seats were coach. But after riding the rickety rails with wretched rascallions, he remorsefully resolved to request a reprieve. Accepting his apology, the airline acquiesced and allowed him to access his ass to a seat. He has a history of histrionics. Once enraged over the entrees, he made a Muslim maitre d' munch a chapati during a Ramadan fast. What a dick! Trump has nominated him for Secretary of Civility. It's poll tally time! Are you glad the Republicans enacted the nuclear option? 40 say yeah, 40 say no, 20 say I don't care. It's pretty confusing. I don't even know what to think of it myself. Let's just call this one undecided. Is your go-to snack prominently sweet, salty, spicy, or sour? Well, we know it's not sour. People equally like sweet, salty, and spicy, so I can only suggest a chocolate-covered pretzel. But that chocolate needs to be that spicy cayenne powder chocolate. It's so good. I want it in my mouth now. Do you think we should ban chlorpyrifos from being used on our crops? That's an easy one. That's the only thing that we actually can agree on today. Yes, we should ban it. Here are the new polls, all right? Are you ready for them? Do you think America looks stronger after these bombings that have taken place? Does life in space change anything if it's not intelligent life? And which is your favorite Easter treat? So we're going to have to take off a couple more episodes. I'm going to be gone until May. I have shows in, I'm going to be in Springfield, Illinois, Joliet, Illinois, Greensville, Indiana, St. Mary of the Woods, Indiana, and then North Carolina, and then finally back to Peoria, Illinois. I wish I could invite you to these shows. They are private events, but if you're in town, shoot me an email. Maybe we can catch a snack together. It'll be a sweet, salty, spicy snack.